Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. Right, what we've got for you lot today, we've got a few pickups. Got some DVDs, got some Blu-rays, and I've even got a T-shirt. But before we get into that, just a couple of shout-outs really. First one being to Ollie. Ollie loves films. Well done, mate. 300 subscribers. Totally deserved. Ollie deserves more, many more subscribers than that. Great film knowledge for such a young guy. Knows every film that comes out and who directed it and who starred in it and what they had for dinner when they were filming it. And I don't know how he does it. I can't remember what happened yesterday. So yeah, brilliant, Ollie. I'll put Ollie's details down below. And the other shout out for Ellery's movie discussion or Ellery's film discussion. Sorry, mate, it's one of the two. I find these names hard to remember. But anyway, yeah, Ellery is not long been on YouTube and doing really well. And he's come across an idea. Now, Ellery's idea, which is a good idea actually, he wants to sort of like have not so much an interview with, but sort of like a informal chat with people doing YouTube just to find out a bit more about them and basically just get to know each other, which is a really good idea. And I've been honoured that he's asked me to be the first guinea pig, if you like, on this series he's going to do. So today, Ellery will be like video calling me and recording it and just asking me different questions and that, and then putting it on his channel. So if that's something you'd like to see, if you want to see Ellery get into some nuts and bolts about me and things I like and things like stuff like that, I think it's going to be films and life and just stuff in general. So if that sounds, it might be interest to you. Please hook up on Ellery's channel. Again, I'll stick his details down below and check it out. Yeah, I'm absolutely honoured that Ellery's thought of doing me first because I'll sort of make this up as I go along. There's far more polished YouTubers than me that do some great editing and better knowledge than me. Like I say, I'll make it up as I go along, just have a bit of a laugh and talk about the first thing that comes to my head. So yeah, I'm really pleased that Ellery's asked me first. Yeah, it meant quite a bit to me. Yeah, so thanks for that, Ellery. Right, let's get into the update, shall we? Let's start off with the section of the show I like to call Sponsored by Larry Boyd. Now, Larry told me he'd picked up this particular film, and it's a film that was of interest to me, and I asked him where he got it, and the next thing he said was, there's one coming for you tomorrow. So, Larry, thanks very much. You didn't need to do that. I was quite prepared to buy myself a copy. I do really appreciate it. And that is Punch and Judy Man with Tony Hancock. Now, I love films set at the seaside. I think living probably the furthest place you can get from the coast in England. I just love the sea. I love the sand. I love the seaside, and I have done all my life. And incidentally, oddly enough, when I went on Jim's channel a couple of weeks ago, we were talking before we went live, and Jim told me that he'd never seen the ocean in his life, and he's a little bit older than me, I think, which absolutely boggled my head, like the size of America, that he'd never ever seen the ocean in his life. And Jim, that's something you've got to rectify, mate. But anyway, back to the Punch and Judy Man. I think this is sort of like a kitchen sink drama about this guy who has a Punch and Judy show. which youngsters might not know about. I don't think they're sort of frowned upon these days because of the violence in them. And yeah, it's sort of like a kitchen sink and how he gets on with his wife, that sort of thing. His wife's some sort of social climber and wants to do better and better for the couple, but he's quite happy doing his Punch and Judy show. Now, where was it set? Larry did tell me Bognor Regis, I believe, which isn't far from where Larry lives, apparently. Never been to Bognor Regis, so I look forward to seeing what it looked like in film back in the day. Yeah, that's Punch and Judy Man. Next up, a couple of DVDs, no less. Oh, I've left one over here. Yeah, a couple of DVDs. Now, in the Movie Loons group, we're often recommending films for each other. And these two that were recommended, not available on Blu-ray, but that doesn't matter. These are like a couple of quid each delivered, so for very minimal price, I added these in. The first one being Rene Russo, Big Kev Costner, who you guys know I have a bit of a checkered history with, and Tin Cup, film about golf. Now, this is directed by the same guy that also did Bull Durham with Kevin Costner, which is a film I really like. What's the director's name? Ron Shelton, which Bull Durham, I love Bull Durham, but you know what? I haven't got a copy at all in my collection. DVD, Blu-ray, which really need to rectify that. Yeah, Tin Cup, a golfing drama about a washed-up golfer who can't get my words out, who enters the US Open. So that's the first DVD. And the other DVD, I think Jody was the one who first recommended this. Then everybody in the Movie Loons groups picked up a copy, Mean Creek, which is a film about this kid who's a bully and the other kids take him out onto the river to give him some comeuppance. Now, I have watched both of these films over the last couple of days, and if you want to hear my thoughts, tune in Sunday to the weekly watches. Right, now on to the Blu-rays. First of all, Cowboys. Now, I was talking to Stuart George about this film, and it's a John Wayne film I've never ever seen, and I think Stuart was pretty put back because it's Stuart's favourite John Wayne film, directed by Mark Riddell. And yeah, he was quite put back that I'd never seen it actually, and told me I had to get a copy. So if Stuart says I had to get a copy, I had to get a copy. Yeah, Cowboys, like I say, never seen it. It's one I'll look forward to giving a watch and then touching base with Stuart to see what I think. And next up, I was watching a video on YouTube a few days ago. It's about disturbing films, and this one came up, and I knew it had been in my CX store for a while, and that's Confessions. And watching this YouTube video, it just made it look really interesting and yeah, really quite disturbing. Now, it'd been in my CX for 18, which I weren't going to pay for that, but when I saw it went down to 15 next time I went in and grabbed a copy, and I look forward to giving this a watch. I had some vouchers, so it wasn't like real money. I think maybe Tim or maybe Marcus maybe might know something about that, so if you do, guys, clue me in down below. Is it something I should get into pretty quickly? Yeah, but I do like a disturbing film. I love me Asian cinema as well, so I think that could be a home run. That's two baseball references in one video. Next up, also from CX, I think this is the only John Carpenter film I've never seen, and that's Prince of Darkness. I hear it's not one of his best efforts, but Carpenter is a director that I pretty much like. I pretty much like everything I've seen of his, so I shall give it a watch. You know what? I always thought that this was a Dracula film, Prince of Darkness. It just sounds like Prince of Darkness, vampire Dracula type thing, but I don't think it is. Let's have a read of the back. Deep in the basement of an abandoned church, once run by a sinister religious sect, lies a strange bottle of green liquid being investigated by a group of local theoretic physics students. But as the night draws in, the students soon realise that the strange relic holds a dark and powerful force beyond their control, a force that could well be the essence of pure evil, the remains of Satan himself. There you go. Some sort of satanic film. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy that one. Yes, Prince of Darkness. Right, next, another CX film, and one I haven't seen for years and years, but remember thoroughly enjoying it, and that's The Witches of Eastwick. And what a cast. Jack Nicholson, Cher, Susan Sarandon, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, just a brilliant cast and a brilliant film that I haven't seen for years and years. Directed by George Miller. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be one I enjoy when I get to touch base with that one again. And next, a film that I've seen before. And I saw Ollie. He reviewed this in his weekly watches, and it was a very short and to the point review. He said it was a load of crap or something, and that was it. And Ollie and I, like James and I, we seem to have different opinions. So I can't remember much about it when I did see it, but given Ollie's review, I think it could be a new classic of mine, and that's Kill List. And I think it turned Ollie's guts a bit, because I think it's very hard-hitting film, but I remember watching it, but don't seem to have been that perturbed by it. Maybe I've got a bit thicker skin than Ollie, but we'll give it another watch, and I'll see what I think again. Yeah, his review of it was really funny. Next up, an Amazon one of these $3.99 ones. A film I've never seen, but always been interested in checking out, and that's Dangerous Liaisons. Glenn Close, John Malkovich, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Second Michelle Pfeiffer film. I do like a period drama, actually, and I think this one's got a bit of an edge to it, which I'm sure is going to go down well with me. Stephen Frears director. I don't think I've seen much of his before. Maybe Tamara Drew. I think that might be a Stephen Frears film. I'm sure Ollie will put me right if I'm wrong. Yeah, Dangerous Liaisons. I'm quite looking forward to giving that one a watch. And lastly, for the Blu-rays, I saw that on Amazon, the BFI were having a bit of a sale, so I wasn't really intending to buy much, but I had a quick look through, and I came across this one that I don't know much about, but reading up about it, it's got good reviews, so I'm sure I'm going to like this one. A Dry White Season, which is set in South Africa and looks like some sort of racial tension drama, which I enjoyed them films. Mainly got it because it's got the man Donald Sutherland in, but Susan Sarandon, Marlon Brando as well. So how I've not heard of this film, I've got no idea how these films slip under the radar. It's just incredible sometimes how they get lost. I don't know, I suppose so much lost in time as it's got a Blu-ray release, but you know, fly under your radar, and why they don't garner much attention. Because like I say, brilliant casts, and it reviews really, really well, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be a film that I like. Yeah, A Dry White Season. Right, so that's all the Blu-rays, all the DVDs. The only thing I've got left is a T-shirt. And I don't know what T-shirt it is. There's a bit of a story behind why I got it. If you've been watching James's Movie Mad channel, he purchased from Zavi these they're mystery T-shirts. You don't know what you're going to get. They're only $5 each. And when James got his, he opened his package up on camera, and bless him, his little face dropped. He got 3 T-shirts, all the same, and they all said like Obliviator. It was some sort of, I don't know, Harry Potter themed. I don't know much about Harry Potter, and his face dropped in a picture. I really like the video. But worst of them all being the same, he already had the T-shirt. So he got on to Xavi, and fair play to him. They gave his money back because he complained, and they said they'd send him another one out. So he got his other one out, and he opened that one up on camera. Bugger me. It was the same as the other three, the same as the one he's already got. So I've grabbed myself one. I'm going to see what I've got. And if it's the same as James's, it's going to be quite funny. So let's have a look. Don't really often get much from Xavi, but just for the laughs, I thought I'd get myself one. Please be Obliviator. It isn't Obliviator. It's not Obliviator. And it's a decent T-shirt, James. I think you're going to wish you got this one. It's the Star Wars Cantina band. I'm quite chuffed with that for a $5, actually. James, compared to you, mate, I've hit the jackpot. That's a great T-shirt. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's a $5 well spent. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks very much. There was some rambling went on today. I'm sorry about that. Like I say, check out Ollie. Check out Ellery. I'm looking forward to our little chat later and how it comes out. Give me a thumbs up if you like what I've done here today. Maybe think about subscribing if you want to hear more of this nonsense. And I'll catch you guys later. Ta-ra.